All right, boop, we're good. So, y'all have your rooms in the inn. I believe someone has paid for you guys to be able to access the. Did someone pay for the public baths?
Yeah, Emmy did, since we looked it up and found out that wealth does imply you have spending money.
Yeah.
But it's just if I were to purchase something that would take me, that would be considered like fairly expensive, I could be temporarily down a wealth.
Right.
Would be.
So, you guys have your inn room, and you also have a public bath that you can use at some point, should you choose. What do you guys do this evening?
Well, I know what I do.
What is it?
It relies on waiting until everyone is done doing whatever the fuck they're doing so I can take a bath and no one will see me.
Okay. Well, we got one plan here. What about anyone else?
I purposely troll Ari and wait for her to get into the bath. No.
You could do
She's
that.
the first one.
She was actually the first one in while everyone else was out shopping, so...
Oh, you mean my character? I thought you said Emmy for a second, sorry.
I said Ari. Yeah.
Oh, Ari, okay.
Yeah, this is unfortunate that my character's nickname is dangerously close to your character's name.
That's okay. We're only setting us up for comic misunderstandings in the future.
On our part.
Hey, it works. So yeah. What's everyone doing this evening? If anything at all. I know what Ari intends to do.
Luke's plans are just to get cleaned up, get some food. Well, get some food, then get cleaned up and
Okay.
relax. Yeah.
Do you do you intrude on someone else's bath at all?
Not on purpose, I'll say that much.
Okay. Do you accidentally intrude upon someone else's bath?
I have a contingency plan for this.
Roll a fortune check.
Is that a fortune check too, or to not? That's the question.
The higher it is, it depends on who you run into.
I'll leave that up to you.
A very good roll of a very high fortune roll will get you Emmy. A very low one will get you Devereaux.
Devereaux's really secretly planning on not taking a bath.
Does he ever take baths?
Not if he can help it. It'll get rid of his protective layer.
Would you rather catch the plague?
He's actually an inch shorter in real life. It's just a fine layer of filth.
Oh.
You know, there's charms for that.
I will say, because it'd be funny, I want to run into Ari in the bath, but I also don't want to die.
It's up to you, man. You can set up a scene if you would like.
I have a plan for this, just as I have a plan in case this very thing were to happen.
Okay.
Scream and throw the bucket at them.
No.
Now, is this like a built-in tub, or is it like a large wooden container that they just put fresh water in?
It is a built-in tub. So it's like a fenced and private sort of backyard sort of deal with a bath that's dug out of the ground. They made it look as nice as they could, even though this is for practical purposes.
Anyways, I rolled a 7 on fortune.
Okay. I'll leave it to you to decide who you find then. Who do you feel?
I don't feel comfortable with this much power, Nate. I'm going to say Airy because I think it'd be funny.
Cool.
Or
cool,
you could have a
cool.
manly meeting in the baths with freaking oh gosh, I forgot what's John's character's name?
Zaki.
Zaki. Yeah, you could have a manly bath with Zaki.
I'm good.
Here's my
I
plan.
also want to see Airy's plan. That's part of this. Too.
Here's my plan. Where most people are fools and they take baths completely exposed to the elements, naked, I take one of the bed sheets.
So okay.
So there's just a little bed sheet sitting in this bath of water,
Okay. So you
like a Halloween ghost.
so
That's
you
a really stupid plan.
Shut up!
It's a stupid plan, but it's perfect.
so yeah you come out with the
So
towel.
fortunate about whether or not you drowned.
Um,
Take it up.
What's up, John?
I'm just wondering how thin this bed sheet is because, like, it's a white fabric,
Yep.
correct?
Yes. You ever been
That's-
to a wet t-shirt contest?
That's your plan is. I want to say foolproof, but I can't really put the proof in there.
Look, I can't see them, they can't see me. Duh.
Yeah. Zach, are you getting a bath at all? By the way, just curious.
Definitely something hunters believe.
Probably at some point. Not going. Zaki doesn't want to share a bath with anybody,
Okay.
so he'll specifically wait until he sees somebody leave the bath.
Okay. All right then, Luke, you happen upon Ari, in the bath. She seems to be thinking that a white bed sheet over top of her body, while she's submerged in water, will preserve like anything, like decency or species or. It's not really working out.
He's just standing in the door. He sees that and stands in the doorway for a moment. Like, does he see that it's Ari, or just sees that there's someone in a sheet?
You know that Ari is an Umbra.
So I can see that so it's clearly
Yeah.
that it's a number on. Okay.
It's clear that Umbra female.
There's a pause and he just stares and is like, Ari, is that you?
She dives. The sheet goes flat.
Luke sighs and steps into the water. It's like, you can come up. I'm the only one in here right now. I don't think anybody else is coming. You probably can't hear me because you're underwater. That's also an issue.
Which will last longer, her air supply or you being inside of the pool?
She slowly peeks her head up over the from under the sheet, but she's looking out of it.
Howdy.
Howdy.
And he
Isn't it
just-
a rude custom to walk in on a girl when she's bathing? Push, push, push.
One, I didn't know you were in here, and
Mm.
two, this is technically a public bath with. Were there gendered times in this, like Japanese baths, or not?
I don't know if they can afford that. This is a tiny ass town.
So this also is a volunteer pretty much.
Just making the real life comparison. So.
No. So, like I said, this they dressed it up to look nice, but this is a practical thing. You guys haven't been in Bourdain long enough to really get all the gross of it. But this is a plague-ridden town, so chances are people don't really care who they're bathing with, just so long as they're getting germs and filth off of them.
Yeah.
But this is later in the evening, and no one's here to bathe. Just you two.
Yeah, this is the type of place where people bathe in the middle of the day to get themselves clean and stop the plague. This isn't. But it's
not
normally
a luxury bath.
Yeah, this isn't a luxury bath.
Well, it's certainly not a luxury right now.
You don't have to be embarrassed. I'm a doctor. I'm your doctor. I've seen you naked before, so I don't see the issue here.
She'll sit up.
And we're at least partially even now, all things considered. As he sits there, starts cleaning himself off.
Look, this is... No one has seen me before. You understand that I've got certain, anxieties.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not going to argue that. I don't think anyone else is coming in here. And if they do, I'll help, of course, but... we should be fine.
Hey, GM, quick question.
Player, quick answer.
How good is shadow camouflage? Can I just turn it on?
Yeah, you just kind of get into a area of darkness and use stealth.
How dark is it right now?
Like I said, it's later in the evening, so it's a early summer evening. So it's getting dark.
It's getting there. Okay.
But there are torches and everything that are sconces that are lit around the backyard bathing area.
Well, if anything, if someone does, I have ways of not being seen.
Considering how easily you hid... and considering how easily you hid in the forest after our last fight, I'm pretty sure you can hide pretty well in the first place.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
Please, why would I be sarcastic? We may have not adventured much, but I do admire you as a fellow adventurer. And you're also very attractive, so...
I'm out.
God damn it! Can't even go to sleep if I... Oh!
What?
Everyone comes out.
You're not a leper!
This is a dream. I'm gonna turn on shadow camouflage and bounce.
Yeah, you can dash out of the water and into a darker corner of the privacy fence and just disappear.
Not like this. Not like this.
Well, now you know the secret. Pulls out gun out of nowhere. No.
Where were you hiding that? But no, Deborah will be just wide-eyed. What?
Looks over him.
What did I see?
He
What
saw
did you-
nothing.
What?
I knew it was bad. Okay, he's just gonna dive into the pool.
You're kind of
Get
freaking
tangled
me
in a
out,
sheep.
man. You're kind of freaking me out, man.
After submerging from the bottom of the pool, he's gonna be like, just need to get clean so I can go to bed. Emmy started hounding me.
What were you going on? What were you
I-
going on about when you came in here, though?
I saw you talking with. Well, it sounded like Ari. But it wasn't a human.
Stairs. Huh. Are you sure all the weird crap we haven't been going through has been going to your head?
No. I'm pretty sure it hasn't. Mm.
Exactly. Like, I don't know what you're seeing, but as Ariani's doctor, I can assure you that well, she's not a monster.
I didn't say she was a monster.
Well, it's implied when you say not human, but
I thought I saw a horn.
I think things are going to your head here. Here, have a sip of this because Luke would totally bring a bottle of something out. Like, here, have this. This will help you calm down.
Oh, okay. You don't normally offer me anything.
That's because you don't normally sit in it with me when I drink.
That's because you told me I smell.
Let's be real. It's because you don't want to sit next to me after I sunk your boat.
Fine, yeah, you got me.
Exactly. So here, have a sip. Calm down. Get yourself clean.
You mean getting wet isn't getting clean? Oh, no more of this. He's just gonna get up out of the pool and walk away.
You see all the soaps. You're just like, nope. No.
You said this massive existential crisis.
The water's just like filthy where he was.
Somewhat cleaner than he was. The first layer of grime is gone.
Some of that grime, though, it'll never come out. People could be scrubbing with pumice stones for years.
It's it's his very being.
So, Devereaux, do you just peace out and head right back upstairs?
Pretty much.
Okay. Ari, you see that Devereaux has left?
Do you think that worked?
Let me social awareness. Just to double check.
Sure. Go ahead and roll if need be. Like roll if Devereaux is going to roll deceit.
deceit about what? Whether or not he actually believed him or not?
Like, if you didn't believe him, go ahead and roll deceit. If you did believe him, then he'll just get it for free.
Yeah, I'll roll deceit.
Sure.
Let's see. What do I have for deceit?
Deceit versus social awareness.
Oh shit! I'm an honest person to a fault. I don't have that.
Oh, I actually rolled an 11. So
I don't think I can roll that high.
stuff can explode.
Fair enough.
Actually,
that
wait.
would be just
Trace can only
charisma,
explode.
right?
Yeah.
You never know. You might have a D6 in charisma. You could possibly roll a 12. I don't foresee it, but it's possible.
It's
I do have a
possible.
charisma of 2. That's 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I got a 3. I got a
Okay.
lovely 3. No, he was trying to pretend like he believed you. He doesn't believe you. He's superstitious as fuck.
Yeah, Luke sighs and says, on the one hand, he doesn't believe me. On the other hand, he's already a superstitious man. He's probably coming up with a dozen tribal conspiracy theories about what he experienced. Offers her drink. Also, someone's breathing really hard. Ed, I think it might be you.
Fair enough. Let me move my thing away from. There we go.
Yeah, no, he offers Ari a drink, just like here. It's you're gonna be safe enough for now, at least.
You don't think he's the type to, A lot of people early on, before I realized how dangerous it was to be me, would try to kill me. You don't think he's the type to believe the superstitions?
Well, one, I think he is the type to believe superstitions, but I don't think he's the type to necessarily know your superstition. And three, if he tried to do anything, I don't think anyone would believe him if he tried.
She'll come out of the shadows and take the drink.
There's an old Von Trier legend of a creature that was a giant chicken that would try to live a normal human life. References. You know, you're safe for now, and you know I've got your back.
Forgive me, I'm not used to that. You had my back before when you assumed I was human with a terrible disease. It might take me a while to get used to the fact that you may still have my back, despite knowing that is untrue.
Shrugs slightly. It's like, hey, trust is earned. And take all the time you need to trust me. And I'll do my best to earn it.
She'll slowly get back in the bath, not taking her eyes off of him for a second. You might feel slightly uncomfortable. Of course, I don't
Speaking of-
actually think that that's an emotion you can feel, so never mind.
Speaking of having my back turned, do you think you could scrub for me?
Ugh.
Ugh.
There you go. There's that Luke Detroit charm.
I just had to get back into it for a moment.
Oh goodness. So yeah. You guys get a bath, and then I assume you're gonna head back upstairs and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, I'm not going to sleep the way I usually like to, which is not wrapped in a million bandages, but
Yeah. It happens. It happens.
I think Emmy was gonna go get armor or something. Look for a better armor.
Yeah,
She's
you can
got
do
a basic wooden set of wooden plate armor.
Yeah, you can have been doing that. What you looking for?
Just some high quality armor that is better than what she has.
Okay. Me.
She has wooden plate armor. She would like something, especially she figures if there's going to be a lot of water, something that isn't going to rot
That's legit.
in the swamp. Also, something sturdier. You know, it has occurred to her recently that she is the frontliner of the group. She should probably invest in some sturdier defenses.
Well, I mean, you can try and acquire a chain suit, a helm of some kind, perhaps some unfitted plates, or you could get get some plate fitted to you.
That would I assume would take a while though.
That would take a little while. You would be here for at least a couple more days, but like I said in Bourdain, you can get tailored items.
Yeah, I don't think the group wants to stay in the Plague Town for that long though.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would.
And unfortunately, Bourdain does not have a nice selection of yew trees and master artisans.
Yeah, they don't have any selection of yew trees. That's exclusively in New Zoria.
I know, wrong continent.
What's the penalty for wearing unfitted armor?
-2 to all quickness and coordination rolls.
Yeah, that's not good. That is not a good trade-off. What I will do... yeah, she'll look into getting a helmet. That sounds
Okay.
good.
So you're thinking...
Or or you said chain, does that go under the plate or...
Yep, chain can go under it.
Oh, yeah, then yeah.
You can stack these things however you wish.
Okay, yeah, then she'll look for some chain and a helm to help improve her overall.
Okay. The chain suit, the penalty is -2 to coordination,
Okay.
and the helm is -2 to perception.
I don't like the penalties, but I need the armor, so yeah.
Okay.
That is...
Okay. So
Especially when fighting groups.
Yeah.
She may choose to forego those for she may choose to at least forego the helm for a duel, but...
right. So what quality are you looking for?
Probably something decent.
So
It's probably something good.
good quality. All right.
Yeah, she doesn't. She wants something that's reliable. She doesn't need something that's super fancy. That's kind of her attitude.
All right. Go ahead. Roll fortune plus wealth.
Okay.
Just see if anyone is selling right now a good quality helm and take a -2 penalty.
Okay, so why did I roll that for my fortune? That was dumb. This is what I should be
So-
doing for my fortune.
If I remember correctly, actually, the
That will be an 11. Or 9 with the -2, rather.
where's the thing I had here? So you had an 11.
Mhm.
You said. So that is for a helm. It's common. All right. Yeah, you're able to get a good quality helm. Good quality for that is +1 armor rating.
All right, and is armor rating when increases your passive? Yeah, armor rating is when increases your
The
passive defense. So what does that bring it to total?
That gives it +1 AR and +1 protection.
+1 AR, +1 protection.
Mhm.
Actually, I don't think I have it written down. What is the? Well, I have my armor rating. Does the wooden plate armor offer any protection as well, or no?
That offers 1.
Okay, because I know it offers 2 AR, right?
Yep, 2 AR, 1 protection. Okay, and then go ahead and do the same thing for the chain suit. Are you trying to get a?
Also good quality.
Okay. So take a -2.
And I got another 9.
Okay. Drop a wealth at this point.
Temporarily. I will note that I am temporarily at 2 wealth as she has spent.
As you happen to find a you find a good quality chain suit at the same place that you're able to get a nice helm. It's the blacksmith has a small
Yeah.
shop that he's selling a few things out of. The chain suit is -2 to coordination checks. It has because it's good quality, has AR +2 and protection +1.
All right. And +1 AR2, 1 protection.
Yep.
And so if I'm having all the penalties right, so the plate armor reduces quickness rolls by 2.
Quickness and coordination by 2
Oh, for both for the armor
Yeah.
for
the reinforced wooden plate. The chain suit is another -2 to coordination, and the helm is -2 to perception.
Okay. Alrighty.
Ideally, wearing all of that, you wouldn't be dodging anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the idea, is that she doesn't have when she's particularly when she is fighting multiple opponents.
Yeah.
Well, that okay, so that's nice. So she's got a respectable passive defense when fully armored, which is good because she needs it. And the penalties are the -2 to quickness sucks, but everything else she can eat without too much. Especially since obviously when heavily armored, she's relying on passive defense instead of.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And for back in time, by the way, yeah, Ari, how do you react to that, by the way? When Luke asks if you want him to wash your back?
Oh, are we back on me now?
Yeah,
I
how
thought-
do you react to that?
thought the
Before I
scene-
forget.
I thought the scene had faded to
How-
black.
Yeah, how did you react?
With a very blank expression, continuing her own business.
Okay, I just need you to know.
Okay.
Forward in time.
Yeah. By the way,
uh,
Zach, I need you to click that link that I sent so you get the full immersive experience of shopping right now.
That is a great link. I will say that right now.
Find a shop. Yes. Okay, so I assume that after you're done there, you head on back to get some rest.
Yes.
Okay.
She's
Uh,
that's all she has.
Okay. Zaki, you get a bath by yourself. I don't know if do you intend on doing anything else that evening? John?
Sorry, double muted. Nothing in particular. I think that for the most part, Zaki is fine not messing with Devereaux more tonight.
Okay. Are you sure? This seems to be the thing that you enjoy doing the most.
He's babbling something about seeing a spirit of death in the bath.
Do I actually hear him talking about this?
Do you actually talk about this, Devereaux?
I mean, his two choices of who to talk to about it are Emmy or Zaki. So
Yeah, Devereaux? Do you confront anybody about a spirit of death that you saw in the bath? Ed, are you muted?
No.
No, we can't hear you, Ed.
Be mic muted.
Yeah, it says you're muted on Google Hangouts.
Well, it doesn't say it's muted on Google Hangouts for me.
Oh, it just went away, the little icon. Sorry.
Hmm.
Still can't hear him though.
Apparently your secret's safe.
I believe that less and less.
Oh no, Ed, what have you done? Ed, what did you do? Why'd you do it, bud? Could have done anything else but that.
So while we're waiting, more bad shipping. No.
Hello?
Hi, Ed.
You
Now I
can hear
hear
me.
Yes, we can hear you now.
okay, good.
So,
I've been talking at you, and I'm like, why are they ignoring me? And then you actually comment on me, and I'm like, wait, they couldn't hear me?
did Devereaux confront anyone else, about what he saw in the bath?
He was...
Your options
Yeah.
are Zaki, Emmy, or Tor.
oh right.
Technically Airy, if he doesn't think the...
Or Airy, if you don't think that was Airy.
I mean, he saw a spirit of death, so he's just going to not sleep and sit huddled in his room, in a corner in his room, with his blanket over him,
Okay.
trying to like just cheer himself up by drinking whatever he can.
Well, Zaki,
But he's not his usual self at all.
Zaki, I don't know if you want to capitalize on it, but tonight Devereaux is extra freaked out for some reason. When you return from your bath, you find him huddled on his bed, rather disheveled.
You know what? Let's say he's also sharpening his knife.
Yeah, he's just doing that obsessively, just like
Yeah.
make sure that like it's in good shape in case you come to a crossroad and you meet a devil.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Zacula asked what's wrong.
I didn't see something.
Okay. What didn't you see?
I might be hallucinating. At least that's what Luke told me when I saw a spirit of death talking to him in the baths that sounded like Airy.
Describe
But-
the spirit.
It was dark colored, black, and it had a horn, and it was trying to hide behind a white piece of sheet.
So this looks nothing like the spirit of death that Zaki has met. Yes.
Well, that wasn't a spirit of death, but that was the spirit of something. No, it didn't look anything like what you saw.
To
Okay.
be fair, this is a plague town.
Yeah, this is a plague town. Also, yeah, don't forget, Ed, red eyes.
Yeah, no, he does comment on that. Red eyes.
Okay. But it doesn't sound like the weird plague spirit thing that Zaki ran into. 'Cause that's what he's worried about right now.
Yeah, it was not that.
All right.
Although
So-
you didn't see that plague spirit without its hood.
That is true.
So I'm gonna be ready for the morning when we leave, because it won't follow us. It's just feeding on the people of the town, and it won't get us if we leave soon enough. And need my knife to be ready for bandits. Yeah, bandits.
Uh-huh. Okay, sounds good. I need to go talk to somebody real quick.
Oh, what?
Your casual indifference is just admirable.
Uh-huh. Yep. So Zaki's gonna go talk to Emmy.
All right, you knock on the door to the girls' room, where Ari is, I guess, trying to sleep while wrapped in a bunch of bandages, and Emmy is,
Wait, so that conversation happened in the guys' room?
yeah.
Yep.
So I may or may not have heard all of that?
You
I
hear
assume
what you want.
I assumed that happened while they were. I assumed that happened shortly after he got back. So while Ari and Luke were still in the bath, I would think.
Oh, I assumed it was that night. Okay, never mind.
No, I'm saying it was that night, because Zaki went and got a bath himself and came back. So yeah, no, you can have heard as much as you want. Emmy, Emmy and Ari. There's a knock on the door. Tor is sitting in her bed, just kind of poring over research notes at the moment. She's not very talkative.
Yeah. I guess Emmy will answer the door. Yes.
Emmy, good. I need to speak with you privately about that matter that happened on the boat.
Which one?
Numerous matters
The
happened
one-
on the boat. Been paying attention.
What?
The one that happened that involved you, me, and Devereaux.
Numerous matters happened between you, her, and Devereaux.
I see. Very well. She will. Should I grab my gear?
Don't leave
Uh,
me alone with her.
No, this should be a fairly quick conversation. I just don't believe that you want the full details of what happened spreading.
Very well. She will follow him to wherever he wants to talk.
Damn it, you're leaving me alone with the doctor. You're just laying there in bed pretending to be asleep.
Yeah, that's the problem with pretending like nothing's wrong, is that people think nothing's wrong.
Shit. He's right.
Part of me wants to sneak off and
And
see where Zacky's going, though.
You can if you want.
Yeah, I will go listen to Zacky because now he's worried that Zacky knows something.
Go ahead, make a sneaking roll to sneaking versus perception on the both of Zacky and Emmy's parts.
Would that be coordination plus
Okay.
stealth?
Yep.
coordination
Okay.
plus stealth versus perception plus awareness.
Mm-hmm.
The dice roller
Well,
just
I-
glitched, but I may or may not have gotten a 14. Let me reset that.
That's okay. I maxed out both my dice, so
It's okay. I re-rolled it. I actually got a 14 again. So
I got a
What happened?
16.
I got 6.
Good job, Zacky. Emmy, you get the distinct impression that someone is listening.
Yeah, Emmy will go investigate.
Yeah, you go around the corner. You go around the corner. Luke, Emmy is coming around the corner. Gonna play. You gonna play it cool?
yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting there against the wall with a flask.
The
Hey,
entire thing? Jesus.
Is everything okay?
well, not down. He's sipping at it. Just go. Yeah, no, everything's fine. I just needed to. I just wanted to enjoy the cool night air. It's nice out here, you know. It's not being cooped up in that room.
I see.
I think Deborah wants me dead just a little bit, so I'm trying to keep myself safe just a little bit.
Why would he wish that?
I sunk his boat once, and he's never forgiven me for it.
I admit that seems like a difficult thing to forgive. However, I do not think he is the type who would kill you over it.
Maybe, but I'm just gonna. I'm gonna enjoy the night air and have a drink.
As you like. Just do not stay up too late.
I won't. I'm fairly relaxed and tired after the last few days, so
Get some rest while you can. It sounds like it will be a long journey from here.
yeah. You can go about your business. I'll be to bed soon. Don't worry about me.
Very well. She'll return and probably to Zacky and probably, I don't know, move a bit farther away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
She's on to you. She's on to you, man.
Fuck it then. I'll just go check on Ari and see if anything bad's happening to her right now.
Just all of the knocks at the door, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our fucking delicate social structure is just falling apart.
Between Emmy and Zaki, let's look at this. What happens? What's the scene here?
Okay, so yeah, Zachy will say, "All right, okay." So, apparently, Devereaux saw a spirit of death in the bath with Luke, and while I didn't necessarily match what I saw on the boat, I didn't see it under the thing's cloak. So, and with all the plague in this town, maybe that thing is here too. So,
I see. This concerns you?
well, considering I might have pissed it off when I told it that it can have your soul, a little. So I'm thinking we should keep a better eye out and then maybe leave as soon as possible.
Very well. I can attempt to ascertain whether there is indeed something like that around.
Oh, well, that would be really good.
She will. She will nod. I will. It will probably take several minutes, and I will need to be alone to concentrate. But I will let you know the result.
All right, as long as I don't wake up being stalked by some sort of death spirit, we'll hopefully be able to leave this place as soon as possible.
Yes, unless we decide we need more rest, I think all of our preparation should be complete tomorrow.
Right. Well, better get to bed. Early morning tomorrow. Leave as soon as possible.
Okay.
I keep an eye out as well if that thing decides to come back for a second try on you.
Certainly, though she will remove her glove enough to look at the because it's on the back of her hand, right? The one
Yep.
mark.
It's still there.
I do not think our
Fluid as ever.
I do not think our patron would allow something like that to happen. But it is worth keeping an eye out, I suppose. She replaces the glove and yeah, she will return to her room and get her sword.
Okay.
Do something she really didn't intend to do, but if Zaki believes that there is reason to investigate this, she had better.
Okay. Well, first, Luke heads. There's a knock on the door to Ari and the room with Ari and Tor. Tor looks up from what she's reading to Ari. Looks back to what she's reading. Looks back to Ari. Gets up and answers the door. Yes?
Oh, hey, sorry. Zachy left in a bit of a rush, and I saw him coming this way. I was just wondering if there was an emergency down here.
Dr. DeTroy, no. Haven't been an emergency. Anything I can help you with?
Not really. Just wanting to see what's going down over here. Maybe say hi to one of my favorite patients.
Ugh.
Just
She returns to her bed where she sits and continues reading.
anyways, just like, hey, just wanted to see if everything was okay in here. So,
Aside from being only slightly uncomfortable, she takes a quick glance at the doctor. Everything's fine. You seem worried. That worries me.
yeah. I'm worried that there's something more going on because Zaki seemed worried about death spirits too, and considering some of the weird stuff that happened on just the last few days, I'm hoping that it's something about that. But
So we're all worried. Great.
Death spirits, an intriguing concept, usually manifested through fear, madness caused by disease.
So you're saying he's hallucinating?
Whether
that's what I said.
Whether hallucinating from illness or perpetuating mass hysteria, both possible.
You don't
Would have
think
to
any?
would have to take a better examination of him.
You don't think any of us have caught the plague in just a short time here? Do you?
Distinctly possible, though that was the risk we ran as soon as we entered the Martians.
We've been here for maybe 6 hours.
Doesn't change the fact that when you go to an area with diseases you're not used to.
Fortunately, we've taken every precaution to avoid it. We should be fine. If we're not, then let us just hope that my task is successful, and I can find a cure. Hi.
Hi.
All right then. So I guess if I'm not needed and everything's fine here, I should get going.
Keep an eye.
Emmy comes up behind or approaches the open door with Luke standing in it.
Pardon me.
Oh, sorry.
Is everything okay?
Probably, but I am going to make sure. She grabs her sword.
Tor just kind of raises an eyebrow at that, returns to reading.
Do not worry. I should not be using it to cut anything. I am going to meditate.
So it's really just a decorative piece.
Something like that.
Hmm?
All right. So, yeah, I guess Luke, you're gonna return to your room.
Or you can try and follow it.
You can try and see what Emmy's doing. Like it's.
Maybe you'll have better luck this time.
I'm
not sure you'll be able to see any of it, but you know.
I mean, it's more like if I get caught, then I'll look like straight up a stalker. So, not sure if I want to risk it this time.
Fair enough. All right, Emmy, you can head out to the backyard. It's late in the it's fairly late, so no one's out there bathing. And you can roll for hearing whispers of the dead.
Ghostly whispers. So that is going to be Spirit plus Spirit Blade. That will be a 5.
Okay. You
Thoroughly mediocre.
hear a loud nothing.
That strikes her as odd, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you roll Spirit plus Courage. It is an ear. It is that like pressured nothing. That sound that you have when there's walls all around you and no sound being made. Your ears feel compressed, and perhaps even you hear like that distant piercing noise. in your ear. And no whispers at all. Go ahead and roll spirit.
He gets an 8 for spirit plus courage.
All right. You don't lose anything.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's unsettling. She has never. I can reasonably assume she has never encountered this before. She has never found a place, even no matter how remote, that is completely devoid of some voices of the dead.
Yeah. The more alarming thing is that is the pressure that you experience.
Pressure, like yeah.
Like that aggressive kind of silence. This isn't just the same sort of thing of you're in an open prairie. It's walls tightly around you and a pressured silence. Something old here that's unnatural.
Yeah, she doesn't really know what to do because she doesn't really have the senses capable. Like, she can more or less speak with spirits. She cannot, if there are no spirits around, she doesn't have anything she can really do in that regard. Nevertheless, yeah, she knows something's wrong. She doesn't know what she could possibly do.
Are you going to return to Zaki and be like, "Hey, no, we probably should leave," or something?
Yeah, she'll return to Zaki. I believe the phrase is, "I have good news and I have bad news."
Lovely.
The good news is I can absolutely guarantee you there is not a death spirit stalking us.
Okay. And the bad news.
There's very certainly something unusual going on here, and we should nevertheless leave as soon as possible.
Okay. All right. Well, plan doesn't change then. Unless you mean as soon as possible, as in right now.
No, it would be imprudent to leave at the moment. We should still wait for the night. I don't believe we are in immediate danger, but I admit I am not certain what is happening.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Well, if we're not going to get killed in our sleep by death spirits, then I think it's in both of our best interests to get some sleep.
That much I can guarantee, that if we are killed in our sleep, it will not be by death spirits. She will smile slightly and be like, "Forgive me, perhaps an attempt at humor was mistimed."
Considering you don't know what's wrong with this town, yeah, probably.
All right.
Emmy has a lot of has a good courage score. Okay.
All right. So guess everyone's going to return to their rooms and get some sleep. Everyone, roll fortune plus endurance.
I think I'm good at one of those things.
So that's a 2 on fortune and a 1 on endurance.
Okay.
You may consider spending a flare on this roll.
I'm thinking about it.
Does my
But
fortune roll explode?
Yes, your
Yeah.
fortune roll will explode.
I'm also curious about dying horribly in the middle of the night. That'll be exciting.
I got a 15.
I spent a flare on my damn Devereaux. I guess
He's
you didn't
wet.
need that bath after all.
Yeah, you didn't.
Hardy motherfuckers.
Fine. I will roll a flare.
I mean, if you would,
it's up to you. I'll say you won't die in the morning.
The sickness can't catch me if I'm awake.
I rolled a 4. Hopefully that's good enough to not kill me.
It's only traits that explode, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, that's a 6, so that helped.
although flare, if you roll the flare does explode.
No, I'm saying total. I got a 6.
Ah,
Okay.
I mean, that could be the difference. I got it on 8 total.
Okay. All right. And I believe everyone did in fact bathe and also wore their plague suits during
Yes,
the day.
I assume we did not have to be like, hey, Tor, you should take preventative measures to catch a plague. She probably has that down.
Yes, she does. She is a virologist. Before anything else, this is kind of her bag.
I'm gonna say I rolled so low because I honestly probably still have a couple open wounds from the last time I got fucked up.
See, this is what you get for not having your back scrubbed.
However, you may be immune to it. Not
Let's
being
hope.
human.
Let's fingers crossed.
Okay.
That's what I'm banking on.
So I will reveal a thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanically, you have to roll against an 8. However, wearing the plague suits during the day reduces that DC by 2, and bathing reduces that DC by 2.
Oh, thank God.
Told you should have spent. Good thing you spent that flare, huh?
Good thing I spent that flare.
If one of you had failed, I would not have revealed your DC that you had to roll, and would have just kept on going.
Right. But since we all succeeded, you are
Yes.
willing to tell us that we have for now avoided the plague, and
Yes.
we're planning on leaving tomorrow.
You did not happen to encounter anyone that was sick, and you took all the preventative measures that you could. So you all wake up in the morning. You have a boat. It's waiting for you in the boat swings. You have a direction and a flooded marsh. You guys gonna get on the road? You guys gonna get on the water immediately?
Unless somebody else has something they wish to do, I believe that was the plan.
All right.
Goodbye, Ed.
Ed, no.
I'm back.
Okay. Was there anything, Ed? Were you going to be doing anything at all in the morning, or
He's gonna be the first one on that
I
canoe.
kind of figured, yeah. So,
He's gonna have to race Zaki for it.
Yeah, but see, he has a head start over Zaki because he never went to bed.
As they both race forward, Emia's going to call after them. You know we are not leaving until everyone arrives, right?
you did not sleep at all, did you?
No, he did not.
Go ahead and roll Vitality plus Endurance.
Fair enough.
Oh, right. There's actual mechanics for this, aren't there?
Yep. Fatigue is a thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh?
I got a 2.
Snake eyes?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh, crit fail.
okay.
All
right.
You fall asleep anyway. That's how tired you are.
Crit fail on that. God damn. All right.
I'm I'm going to laugh if he knocks himself out with fatigue damage.
Let's just well, what would be fair here? Roll. What's your spirit score? Just so I know.
My spirit score, just so you know.
Yeah.
Did I ever improve that? 1. It's a 1.
Ooh.
What's your fatigue track again? It's your fatigue times.
It's your
5?
spirit. It's your spirit times 10 is
Okay.
your total.
Okay.
Which my spirit is wait, no, it's courage times 10.
For one of the addendums that's going to be in the expansion here is that replacing the name courage with spirit.
Oh,
That's a little bit more applicable.
Sensible. Yeah, spirit should be. Yeah, we decided we were going to switch that around. Spirit should be the trait.
Yeah.
And courage should be the talent.
let me swap these then.
What is your spirit?
My spirit is 1.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, and you have a choice here. Okay. You can pass out eventually, not sleep a lot, and take a little bit of fatigue damage. Or you don't sleep. And I roll something.
Roll something.
Okay.
God damn it.
All right.
Here
So
we go!
I'm gonna roll this d20.
Oh no. It's going to be a lot of damage.
Okay.
That's a 50-50 chance it will just outright. I just want to point out it will outright knock your ass out.
Go
But
ahead.
He's not falling asleep. He's paranoid.
Go ahead and roll fortune.
Oh my god, 1! What?
Did you roll a 1?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
We knew him. He was a good man. Kind of.
Uh,
He was a man.
Yeah, he was a man. He identified as male. We
Fill
can all
up
be
your-
sure of that.
fill up your fatigue track.
Okay.
In fact, you took 16 fatigue.
Oh god.
And
Do I get a madness?
you get a madness.
Okay.
You take 16 fatigue, and you take a point of madness. As you eventually pass out. But your dreams are haunted. The nightmare shakes you awake before anyone else. Your dreams are haunted by spirits of death, horned, oily skinned abominations stalking you through the night.
Need to ward them off. Need to cut.
You can roll. No, actually, you didn't sleep the full night. Okay. Since you took that point of madness, I'll say that you can choose awake here, with like all of your fatigue track filled, so all 10 points. You're not passed out, but you're at full 10 points here.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna stay awake as long as he's in the village.
Okay. Yeah, you get on the boat. Everyone gets on the boat. Devereaux's in real bad shape.
Devereaux, what is wrong?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
That is clearly a lie.
Yeah,
Nope.
I haven't slept.
Why not?
Can we leave?
You look
because
like you are in no
I
condition
fell
to
asleep
leave.
and I had nightmares. We should leave the village. Now. It was a terrible idea coming here. We didn't need the canoe.
Yes, we did.
You're trembling.
Mm. Either way, we should leave.
Very well.
Won't be comfortable. Maybe be able to find some place to have him to have him rest in the marshes.
My concern is that he is in no condition to navigate us to such a place.
Mm.
Well, what do we do? He needs rest if we were to get out of here, but he wants to get out of here and refuses to rest.
I'll wait half a day before I rest when we make camp. It'll be fine.
I will.
There's a long pause, and I lean.
But really, we need to get going before the red eyes catch me.
I'm going to lean over and whisper to the other doctor. Do you
Tor.
have? Yeah. Do you have anything that'll? I make passing out hand motions. Like.
Something to knock him out?
Yes. I was, of course, whispering that. Of course. Like, do you got anything that'll point to him?
Depends on what you're asking. Are you requesting that we stay extra time here in Bourdain?
So the thing is that he has to navigate us through the swamps, right?
Yes.
Does any of us have any other navigation ability? Not that I don't. Like, just out of character. This is the plan, right? Devereaux has to navigate us through the swamps because he's the swamp guy, and otherwise we're going to get lost as all hell.
He's our best chance. He's not the only one
Swamp
who's here. He
guy.
can.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong when I say that?
I will say, if Devereaux is not fatigue, you will get his unique bonus for the cunning piece. There is a
There's no
unique
way.
thing he can do.
There's no way he can navigate like this. So, I think it would be smart to at least save for the next few hours to give him a chance to rest.
If he hasn't slept and he's in this state, sleeping for a few hours isn't going to do anything good. You're going to need a couple of sleep cycles. We'd be here for the rest of the day.
The thing is, if I do this, if I just knock him out, I'm going to be making this decision for the party. But
I can provide something to put him to sleep. It is entirely on the minority here. I am banking everything on the fact that I will be able to acquire blood samples from a worm and be able to at least provide a survivable treatment to this disease. And possibly even die trying. I do not know. So, if we're going to be staying here, that is fine with me. If we are going to be leaving, that is also fine with me.
I want a social awareness of the party to see what their opinion on this entire issue is, even though he's not saying it too loud.
Honestly, I'll give it to you for free. Everyone, like just by reading their faces here.
Deborah
Ari
wants
looks
to get out.
worried. You can see it in her eyes.
Get out now worried, or
Worried about getting lost in the fucking swamp.
yeah, okay.
her worried look is pointed directly at Devereaux.
Emmy,
With,
Oh,
what does that
with
mean?
them not getting in the canoe, he's gone back to sharpening his just katana. I mean, his knife again.
I'm the one with the katana here.
Yes, you are. His knife. He's gone back to sharpening his knife.
That's a lie. I'm pretty sure it's a wakizashi.
Yeah, the short blade. Yeah. So Ari looks worried. What about Emmy? What's Emmy's general facial expression here?
Emmy's always stoic.
Oh, that one might actually require.
Yeah, like Emmy is actually
Go
has
ahead and roll
a
social
personality.
awareness.
You will need social awareness. She's not going to resist it. She's not trying to hide anything. She's just naturally a stoic. It's always
That's 7.
difficult to read her.
7. Okay. Yeah. What's underlying the stoic visage of Emmy?
Her pride in her own skills would have her. Her pride in her own skills would have her try to navigate the swamp herself if necessary, but and you do recall that she bought a compass specifically to aid in navigation. However, she would be much more comfortable with Devereaux guiding them because he actually knows the lay of the land.
Mhm. I assume you have it in a syringe,
And
Doc.
she nods. And what about Zaki? What's Zaki's what's a read on Zaki?
Zaki wants to get the fuck out of here.
Zaki,
Okay.
what's taking so long? They're whispering.
Don't know.
Luke's whispering.
Yeah. And
Actually, you know what? If it looks like Luke's about to do something, Zaki might try to go for the mind control.
All right, go ahead and give him a suggestion.
And we really need some team building exercises. This is just getting worse and worse every day.
I love this. That's the
Because
thing.
freaking
No.
Devereaux watered in on. Oh god.
Everyone trusts each other less and less with each passing hour, and that's going to tear each other apart by the end of this session or the next one.
Emmy's very rapidly getting to the point where she is going to put her foot down and force an issue here. But
Yeah. So Zaki just says, "Everybody get on the damn boat. We're leaving." And I roll a 14.
do you have area on that?
I don't know.
Because otherwise you can only do it to a single target.
I have area of effect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why he made like the whole boat stop breathing.
Oh,
that one
right.
time.
Right.
Remember that? That was rough. Like, get on the boat.
Everyone, roll. That one is that one's spirit plus courage, I believe, to
I
resist.
just get on the boat. I know I'm not gonna pass that. It's a fucking 14.
I mean,
All
if
right.
I was already on the boat, do I need to roll for that?
If you're not going to resist, you don't need to roll. If you would possibly resist, roll spirit plus courage.
Damn it, a
Two.
12.
You're getting on the boat.
Nope, I didn't
Get on
get
the boat.
I got a 5.
Boat time, motherfucker.
Torgerson.
Now, to be sure, it's not obvious when you use your power, right?
It's specifically labeled as subtle mind control.
Yes. Right. I suppose there is no sense in delaying further.
Okay. You guys get on and begin the process of. You guys get on. You leave and you leave Bourdain through one of the western locks. So, as you guys enter the flooded marshes, you find the environment exceedingly hostile, although not aggressively so. You have the massive winding trees, vines all above you, vines hanging from the trees, a canopy so thick that you cannot see the morning sun. You get only the briefest glints of light on the water, the murky, algae covered, filthy water. You spot the barest hints of land periodically that are more the equivalent of a sandbar house. Trees that you could perhaps clamber up and rest on the branches, but no place you could moor this boat. Everything's underwater. You're in the peak of the Vontai marshland flood season.
Fun times.
So, here's an option. Everybody. So, okay, yeah. As you are on a boat, specifically, one person can make a navigation roll. And the others can assist. So there's 4 people here that would not be making the navigation roll. So, someone can make a navigation roll +4, given that you have the help of the whole crew here.
+6 as Emmy's compass gives specifically a +2 to this roll.
Yeah. Who would like to nominate? Who would like to nominate themselves to make the navigation roll?
I will say if no one has navigation, Emmy is navigation intellect.
I have navigation of 1.
Yeah, but you're fucked.
Yes, I have. I get a -4 penalty.
You're taking so many penalties right now.
You have a negative. You should have a -6 penalty.
Is it a -6?
Yeah, because you should be at barely standing.
Oh, okay.
Or the
was
mental
not
equivalent.
reading how damage works, right?
Or whatever the equivalent to I don't know. Then I don't remember the name of the tracks to.
It's 5 tracks. Each track is equal to 2 your spirit times 2.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So
who would roll navigation?
Actually, it's a -4 when you're at max fatigue.
Oh, is it only a -4 when you're at max fatigue?
yeah, that's what I thought I read.
Oh.
I just opened the character sheet, so
Which in your guys' call, Devereaux is probably going to be trying to talk to Zaki, and hopefully Zaki can calm him down a bit, because that is theoretically a way he could reduce fatigue.
medicine to give him caffeine pills. That'll get him alert again.
Anyone got a 5-hour energy?
I mean,
Yeah,
you can since a lot of his fatigue here is built from just anxiety and nerves. You can make a charm roll to try to.
Oh, I thought it was a charisma social awareness roll.
Charisma social awareness, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what you have in here.
Okay.
Characters' mental faculties are restored in a number of ways. First and foremost, they restore over time using the same natural healing as mentioned later in this guide. Secondly, mental faculties can be recovered by seeking help, be it a trained therapist or simply a person who's good at talking to and dealing with people under duress. A charisma plus a social awareness roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember why that is. It's basically picking apart like what is just what is wrecking you, and then
Yeah, no, he's telling you about his dream.
It's more about listening than talking.
yeah. If someone would like to hear, so Zaki, would you be willing to hear what's on Devereaux's mind?
Yeah, because Zaki's Devereaux's friend, of course.
Ah, yes, of course.
Yeah,
General social awareness.
He's been nice lately.
7.
Seven. All right. You can go ahead and heal 3 fatigue as you talk with Zaki and get some things off your mind.
Fair enough. Down to a -2.
All right. Who's rolling that? Who's rolling that navigation?
I'm pretty sure it should still be Devereaux because I think he just has the best navigation of all of us.
Is it? I forget. Is it intellect or perception plus navigation?
I hope it's perception because
Yeah, it's perception.
yeah, no, I'm amazing at that.
Yeah, you probably still have a. You probably even with that penalty have a better chance. So,
Is there anything else we can do to get bonuses besides talking them down? Or
Zaki offers encouraging words.
Oh, I rolled an 8.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, you can give him some encouraging words.
Oh yeah, you specifically have an ability to give a do that.
Yep, I can cheerleader real
Now,
hard.
Are your words encouraging, or are they how it normally is, and you're insulting them to make them better?
This one's a very specific set of encouraging words that the better you navigate, the further away we'll be from the town.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
context.
I
you
got
see that,
8-10.
Jackie? That moss is
You got
on
10?
that side of the tree, which is always north. So we're going this way, and it's the right direction.
But we have a compass.
And you have a compass. So, yeah, go ahead and roll with a +2 from the compass, +4 from the assistance of everyone else, and then +2 from Zaki's encouraging words of telling you that the further you, the better you do, the further you'll get away from Bourdain.
+2 from Emmy will lend you the compass.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I said that. So it's
Oh, okay.
So I got
+8
I got
to
a
it.
6 plus a 4 is 10. -2 is an 8, so I got a 16.
16. Okay. So you only get 2 extra miles. So yes. All right. Now because now here is the unique thing that Devereaux gets. The way this works is either individually or collectively, explorers roll against a DC of 18. Every point below is an extra mile added to the journey. Every point above is an extra mile where they are guaranteed no conflicts. Devereaux rolls twice for conflicts, the GM giving the better of the two.
Oh, okay.
When you're in a canoe, it's straight up Devereaux just rolls the conflicts for the group. If you're on land, or basically everyone is individually wading through the waters, Devereaux can choose to give the extra roll to someone else if he wishes. So, Devereaux, roll for me 2d12.
Fair enough. Let's see. D12, 2. I got a 5 and a 9.
509. All right. You navigate. You're navigating through the marshes, and it's familiar territory to you. So things are going well. Roll those again.
A 3 and a 5.
Okay, so the as you're as you navigate following the map here, following the roots of the trees here, you navigate around a dense area of trees, and you misjudge a particular detail. The ground actually was a little higher than you thought. It looked like it was continued this steep drop off that you've been going through, but there was a steep. There was actually a high incline, and the bottom of the canoe actually scrapes off of rocks.
Well, that's no good.
Does anyone have carpentry?
I have
But does anyone?
engineering.
Does
I was gonna
Zaki
get that,
Sarkis have carpentry?
but somebody decided I needed geography more than carpentry last time.
Yes, yes, he does.
Go ahead and roll carpentry.
With what trait?
That is intelligence, intellect.
Okay. Well, I'm only sort of okay at both of those, so. Oh, well, that was lucky. That's an 11.
All right. Zaki shows a expert display of carpentry, as he recognizes where a leak begins to spring, and knows exactly how to fix that. Basically taking a piece off of the a necessary piece off the canoe, and boarding that up in a way to stop the leak from springing and getting worse. The canoe takes no damage. Go ahead and roll those 2d12s again.
I feel like I'm playing Oregon Trail.
I feel like we're playing that too. Okay, I got a 17. A 9 and an 8.
A 9 and an 8.
Yeah.
Okay. You continue. This time you follow deeper waters and avoid running up against lands again. The look of the canopies through this very long trek that you've been making, the look of the canopies and the rays of the sun that you're seeing more often suggests to you that you're on the right path. Go and roll 2d12 again.
Let's see here. What I get? I got a 12, a 9, and a 3.
9 and a 3. Okay. Who's clicking a lot?
Sorry, that's me.
The canopy continues to break. You're seeing more and more rays of sun glinting off of the water. The water itself actually is even looking a little clearer, suggesting to you that you actually might be nearby a natural natural river.
Do I know if we're getting close to where?
Judging by the map that you have, and your general knowledge of the swamps, yes, you are definitely getting closer. One more. 2d12.
I got another 12.
What were the individual numbers? Because you're basically you're rolling 2 d12s, and I'm basically giving you the better of the results.
This time it was a 3 and then a 9 instead of a 9 and then a 3.
Okay.
So exact same results.
All right. So It is a long and arduous journey, quiet and very tense. But you manage to break through the dense forestation of the marshes and the filthy waters to clearer, cleaner waters and wide open canopies. And you and you follow these clearer waters, following away from the denser canopies, until you begin to see pillars and you begin to see small spires of stone peeking out of the water. You begin finding land that is peeking out of the water, and eventually, following those stone spires, a road. It travels through the trees. It is massively overgrown, but you find a stone road. It is flanked on all sides by small stone spires. Periodically, each of these are overgrown. Many of them are collapsed.
Civilization?
Old civilization.
Ruins more likely.
It's a place that us adventurers are wont to tread.
Can I make a National History Covenant of Tribes check to know if these are might the Covenant of Tribes like roadways they built in the past?
Yeah, go and roll.
The old gods haven't left this place.
I got a 9. A 4 and a 5.
Okay. This is a domain. That's what the stone spot. That's what these flanking spires mean.
A domain of like a single worm.
Yes.
Like they were bad solitary.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I find out by looking at the stones, like the name, like whether or not they're like a sign?
Let's see. You said you got what'd you roll again?
I got a 9.
9. You don't actually recognize the name that is scrawled that is carved into these stones. You don't recognize the name as or its value, but you can read it. It is the domain of Alesh the Greater.
I was gonna make a joke about the Alesh, the lesser, but no, I got nothing.
Okay,
But-
I was trying to think of something too.
He'll comment on that to Tor.
You mentioned that it's a worms domain.
Yeah.
What is the likelihood that we would find one?
Place looks empty to me. Overgrown.
We
Well, I
won't
guess
know unless we
don't
go
do
to the
much
center of
travel.
the domain.
Yes, the likelihood aside, there's only one way to find out for sure.
Do I know if there would be any of the other tribes guarding a worm?
Given the overgrowth and disuse that this place probably hasn't populated in a very long time.
Okay, good. For some reason, I was worried that there'd be some of those. What were they? The wood
The barkskins.
Barkskins.
Yeah, just randomly bark skins from the forest.
I'm sure that was one encounter possibility.
That was one possible encounter.
So,
Suddenly,
yeah,
Buckskins.
why did it have to be Barkskins?
So, are you guys gonna moor the boat and follow the path?
Yes.
That's the plan.
Okay. You moor the boat and continue on the path, and eventually the trees break enough that you're able to see the enormity of this place. It is a ruined city, ancient, overgrown, covered in thick brush, vines creeping up the stone houses. Many you can see how how these massive city walls are cracked, are cracked throughout. You can see in the distance some of the buildings are cracked throughout with the roofs having caved in from time. Many of the city's streets are flooded as it's the way the road continues up and kind of arcs up a hill. Then you encounter the massive stone walls, and then the road dips down into the city, as the city itself is built within a basin.
Oh, so the lower streets are all just covered in water now.
Yeah, so you see a lot of the roads are covered are flooded, but not flooded so much that you wouldn't be able to wade through it. The place is massive, several miles worth of construction.
If I may interrupt, can I make an engineering check to see how structurally stable this place is? So if we go inside, we're not all going to die from like a collapse.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So that is intellect plus engineering, D8 plus D6.
Just mortar rot everywhere.
Yeah, that's an 8.
All right. If you're careful, it should be fine. The way these buildings were these foundations of these buildings were made to last. These were great efforts of engineering, great feats of engineering that were committed here for however many centuries old this place is.
So many Avonians went to work building this city.
It's got to be sturdy if things so large lived here.
Yeah, there are a couple of spots you might not want to step, but overall,
Judging by the size of the buildings, it looks like the people that lived here were of humanoid size.
also these people were about our size, by the looks of it.
Why would a
So-
king need to go into his vassals' homes?
That is a question for the ages.
So,
Do you believe it is safe for us to split up to investigate, or should we stick together here?
Nah, just don't wake it.
Structurally safe to go on your own, but I wouldn't.
If there's anyone sneaking about, they could pick off some of us.
So you see in the distance, there are particularly large stone spires that look like temples, or one great temple, perhaps. There is something to the south that is the tallest building is to the south. It looks like a gigantic watchtower. there's the buildings kind of taper off and become more uniform towards the north. And there are a lot of what looks like homes down in the basin. So you guys can investigate at your leisure. You just pitch me something.
So maybe we should start with the watchtower. Get a good view of the land from up top.
A good idea.
Did you want to split up?
I think that should be fine.
I will stay and protect the doctor.
I'll go to the temples.
Or go where she wishes to go.
I'll try to find any recent signs of life. Hunting.
Hmm.
Let me know if you find anything at the watchtower.
Yeah, will do.
Zaki, what you got in mind?
Whoops, double muted. I think Zaki will probably stick with Emmy.
Okay.
The safest place is next to the heavily armored person.
Exactly.
Tor is not one to stay behind.
Right. Emmy figured she'd want to investigate. She's just going to basically be letting, staying close to Tor to protect her in case there is something dangerous.
Either
everyone else can fight.
Either you or Zaki can pitch me where she's going, though.
I don't know. I assume Torres is going to be looking at samples of overgrowth and things, and she is interested in virology. I assume she's going to be trying to take biological samples where she can.
That makes a lot of sense. All right.
Also, Emmy is going to try and do something if given the chance. She will attempt to speak. She will attempt to speak with spirits again if she can afford a few minutes alone to see if this place is still in that domain.
Okay, so that's the main thing you're going to be doing. Zaki will be, I assume, with Tor.
Yeah. She will say she'll be nearby. She's going to meditate, but she'll be nearby, so, shout if something comes up.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, you're looking for signs of life.
I'm like patrolling around using my great hunting skills, looking for recent signs of life.
Okay. Go ahead and make a awareness check.
Awareness, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
Can do. I could do that to the bank and back. Jesus.
It's kind of your thing.
Yeah, I know. 14.
14. Okay. Going through the homes, you do not find any signs of life. It doesn't look like anyone has been squatting in any of these homes. There's been no one. There's been no one. None of the original population has been living here.
There's a fine layer of dust. If dust is something that forms in the middle of a wooded area.
The interesting thing that you find is the houses still contain most of their valuables.
Oh.
Although it appears most of them appeared to have been vacated very quickly, as very select few things of presumed importance are missing. Things along the lines of whatever currency was used at the time. You assume whatever coin. You don't find any coins anywhere. You don't find any jewelry. You don't find any precious metals or precious stones. But you do find clothes. You find faded and worn to the point where you can't even see what was originally there. Portraits, various knickknacks, food that is
Oh, probably just picked clean by now.
picked clean or ash. As it appears that whatever population was here didn't just die off. They left very quickly.
Hmm. And with purpose, if they took valuables.
Yes. Doesn't look like it was looted either. It looks like this was an exodus.
Hmm.
So that's something you discover in the next couple of hours as you're searching. Who wants to go next?
Emmy will, sure. Hers chronologically probably happens fairly early since hers doesn't require going very far.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to commune with the spirits. You'll basically there is a stone platform there's basically a one of the main roads. I'll say had a kind of a wall going alongside of it, and you can sit on top of the wall and meditate.
All right. 12.
12. So,
Or is this the one we should save for last for dramatic purposes?
no, I'll give it to you here. You hear such whispers as, "Is it gone? Are we free? Is it gone? Slaves. Empty. Run. It lives, melts, eats, feeds. Run. Get away." The whispers are way more distant than you're used to, though. Whatever spirits remain lingering here don't have much hold left on the place.
So I'm assuming she has reason to suspect then that whatever happened a long time ago.
Yes. And you said they're at 12, right?
Yeah.
I would venture to even go as far as to say that you can determine this was pre-cataclysm. This is ancient history. Whatever spirits are here barely have a hold left on the place.
That's interesting, because that means the ruins themselves could very well be of some importance. If they are
Possibly.
pre-cataclysm ruins. She doesn't know what...
Judging by...
She's no expert, but she assumes that's the kind of thing the Adventurers Guild would be interested in hearing reported.
Mm-hmm. Judging by what you heard from that Devereaux was postulating, you could assume that this was firmly within the territory of the Covenant of Tribes, and ruled, because he mentioned it was a domain, and ruled by a great worm.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable thing. But they fled from another worm? Something?
It wasn't necessarily another worm.
Who wants to go next?
I mean, worms get hungry, yo.
Maybe.
So it's left Watchtower and Zaki. We got Watchtower, Temple, and Zaki, right?
Yeah.
Well, Zaki should have been relatively nearby.
Okay, so we'll go with Zaki.
Emmy.
Roll for me a fortune check.
Just raw fortune?
Yep.
Oh, that's not good. I rolled a 1.
Roll a 1. Really? That's your fortune?
Look, there was a 1 in 8 chance.
Okay.
How unfortunate.
It's it's a very boring experience for you. As Tor is mostly just picking at vines, comparing it with some of her notes, looking at some of the overgrowth, and determining that most of this isn't poisonous.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
It's fairly boring. Let's go with the temple next.
So Devereaux will go up to the temple.
All right, there is a massive to the west.
Mhm.
And it is on a lower point of the basin than the rest of the city, and so it is deeply flooded. This, however, is a grandiose temple. The windows, all the windows you assume may have been painted glass windows, stained glass windows, are all busted out, eroded over time, perhaps. But yes, most of the temple is flooded. You can make a navigation roll to find a way inside.
Let's do some navigation plus perception.
As what you find, and the reason that I even call for navigation here, other than athletics for swimming, is that the undercurrents here are very powerful, making it rendering it nigh impossible to swim through most of this flooded district.
So my perception rolled an 8 and then a 7, and I got a
Nice.
3 on my navigation. That's a freaking 18.
Yeah, that's an 18.
So, you get into the temple. You're able to navigate the waters, picking ones that do not have such a strong undercurrent, wading through, and finally closing in on the temple itself, and you get inside. Inside, this massive hall of worship, you can find. Well, firstly, you know the Covenant language.
Mhm.
There's a message scrawled, like carved into the temple, carved into the entryway of the temple. You can translate as "Worm's Limbo, the sleeping lands. Enter not, lest ye sell the world for nothing."
Oh. Yeah, I'll take a look inside.
Inside this great worship hall, you find almost like a story scrawled upon the walls. You see the worms, and there are many varied shapes. The gigantic reptilian figures, some with wings, some with greater fangs, some with longer bodies, with fantastically colored scales. But there's one particular focus. One long worm with black scales and no wings. Surrounded by people, worshipped by people, fed by people with people. You see the pictorial depictions of ritual sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. He's not too shocked by this.
And you see a and where there should be an altar strikes you as a doomsday message. So nothing of hope, nothing of reverence, but of fear. The black scaled worm is not sated. No one sacrificed to it.
Oh
And
no.
so it covers the world with acid and plague. Where there should be a place of reverence or hope, is the fear of apocalyptic retribution. I feel like this for you specifically would prompt a courage roll.
No. Yeah, no, it would.
Go ahead and roll Spirit plus Courage.
Oh god. Oh, that's not as bad as usual. Let's see, 5 and a 4 minus 2. That's gonna be a 7.
7. All right, just take 1.
Okay.
You're shaking a little bit.
You know that black scaled dragon in the murals has red eyes.
You know, yeah, why not? It does. Yeah.
He's just staring at it. Mm. And there's nothing else in here that's just a gigantic like chamber that has these murals on the wall. Yeah. He'll make his way back eventually, but let's find out what happens over at the keep.
Yes. So, the keep. Luke.
Pistol in one hand, sword in the other.
You approach the keep, and as you progress south, it's quite a ways south that you walk. It's quite a ways south that you guys walk. Oh, that you walk, Luke. And the keep gets progressively larger and larger, and as you get closer, you find that it's even more ornate than you gave it credit for, more fortified than you gave it credit for. And you come upon the entryway. There's one empty space beyond, stairs spiraling up the keep above you, and what looks like a basement or something below the keep, with stairs heading down below.
Ooh. Going up is what he wanted to do, but going down is so tempting.
Okay.
Let me. Yeah, no, he's going down.
Okay.
Let's poke closer to the basement.
All right. You head down into the basement. You find what appears to be a prison. Metal cages that look barely hospitable for even the worst of prisoners. But judging by the human skeletons, were in fact used for human prisoners. It's a single floor. There easily a dozen remnant human remains here. They're all very, very old.
So it's simply a prison. Not sure what I was expecting, but not as bad as the place Zaki and I got out of.
Roll. Go ahead and roll me awareness.
So that's perception plus awareness.
Mhm.
That is a 6 total.
Okay. You find that there are a few skeletons, a few people in the cages. That just judging by the way the skeletons are and just your general knowledge of anatomy, committed suicide rather than face whatever it was awaited them.
Well, that's pleasant. I stand by my witty banter that only I can tell, that I can only I can say, but if only because I am trying to not freak out in an abandoned keep filled with skeletons.
Yeah.
Good thing nobody else is here to see me talking to myself like a crazy person.
Good thing.
And I guess I turn to head back upstairs
Okay.
and head back up the watchtower to get a look to get the lay of the land.
All right. The stairs spiral up to the middle of the keep, where they open up into what appears to be something of a medical lab, but the instruments, the tables, the documents are so old and faded and rusty that it's virtually useless to you. You do find some documents written in a language you don't recognize.
Well, do they look like documents that'll just fall apart if I touch them, or?
If you're not careful.
Well, I'd rather play it safe than sorry. Maybe have Devereaux come up here and read them.
Okay.
I'm an educated man. I probably know how to intelligently handle old documents.
Yeah,
So,
it's true. Yeah, you can go ahead and take a little bit of time to get bits of boarding for the front and the back to keep the documents within.
yeah, it's
Actually,
just,
keep them from falling apart.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan. Once I have those, then I'm going to finish my climb.
Okay. You continue up the spiral stairs until you reach the top of the keep. And now I'm going to call for you to make a spirit plus courage roll.
I feel like if this is going where I think it's going, I can guess why. Oh. That's a 9.
Take 3 fatigue
Mm-hmm.
as you see a great black dragon, wingless, long and slender in form, with a scythe-like blade at the end of its tail, and a head twice the size of a large human being. It is curled up within what appears to be an intricate carved circle. It looks alive. You can only assume it's sleeping.
Now, will my knowledge of Satanist theology tell me what that carved circle is? If it's magical, maybe? Or
You can roll supernatural awareness.
I do not have that.
Just roll
Straight
intelligence.
intellect.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That one probably won't go as well. That's the straight 4.
Straight 4. Something's off about it. I'll say right now. Actually, you're a man of medicine.
Oh, should I roll intellect medicine then?
Yeah, let me just look at here. No, actually, sorry, just regular awareness.
Oh, just straight awareness with no medicine?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So it's perception plus awareness, that's 2d6 instead. That is a 6.
Okay. What you gather? Something is wrong with the worm. It looks alive, but it's not breathing. You also gather as much with your superior awareness roll. Something is off about this circle, too. It looks like it was scrawled around the worm intentionally. And the hair just kind of raises on the back of your neck whenever you get close to it. It has intricate points. It has 3 points on it: north, southwest, and southeast. That are intricate. Has like a very very intricate writing or design of some kind on these points.
To be fair, your implication that I would get close to this in the first place.
Oh, right.
But yeah,
So, yes, you gather as much. Something seems off, and it seems to have to do with the circle.
Luke just turns on his heels and just slinks back down.
All right, you're not gonna get a good look at the city at all. You're just gonna peace out.
It's now look at the city. Just like I will like step as far off the top step without getting close to the worm and just
That's fair.
just look over
Uh,
the edge.
one thing you can see that no others have taken point on. In the distance to the south, in the distance, there is a oh no, sorry. So in the distance, you can see what looks like an industrial complex of some kind. I don't know what the deal with that is exactly, but you can definitely tell that there is some kind of industrial complex in the distance that you guys hadn't gone looking into.
Mental note of that. Just then start my slinking, turning into power, walking down the stairs.
Okay. I'll say everyone can meet up.
Just like in the city square, or the
Yeah,
town
you can all meet
square?
up in the city square. In the city square.
Is there a lovely fountain overgrown?
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm sitting at the edge of it.
The plant life here is not extraordinary. Some poisonous, mostly notable though. Nothing undiscovered.
Everyone left here in a hurry, it seems.
They
They're
didn't
valuable
give proper tribute.
What?
They didn't give proper tribute to the worm.
What does that mean?
It was going to go on a killing frenzy. Diseases and curses. They're magic. You always give the worms tribute.
Well, there's no dead bodies around.
It probably ate them.
There's no signs of struggle.
Whatever happened likely happened long ago. I believe this ruin is likely prior to the cataclysm.
Luke looks very uncomfortable as he approaches.
What did you find, Luke?
There's Devereaux, be careful, but do you think you can read these? Head's sheaf of paper. Be very careful because this paper might just fall apart. Maybe.
Don't touch.
Yeah, I'm going to hold the paper for you. Just tell me when you need to turn the page.
Okay, Deborah, roll Covenant to decipher it. This is an old Covenant, so it's not a. It's basically an older version of the language that you're not terribly familiar with.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, that's a 6 and that's a 3. I got minus the 2. That's going to be 7.
7. Okay. You can decipher this as that is these old documents seem to be regarding proper. There are notes regarding proper preparations of prisoners and criminals.
It's a cookbook.
For sacrifice to Elesh the Greater. Yes, it is basically a human cookbook. However, at the end,
How to cook humans.
at the end, the person that was providing these notes for understudies or something along those lines to follow, laments the fact that the prisoners and criminals are beginning to catch on.
That is a lamentable fact.
They are killing themselves rather than be sacrificed. And he fears they may soon run out.
Oh.
Anyways, while he's reading this, so I went into the keep over there. You saw it, and I decided to check the basement first because you know how basements are sometimes when you're an adventurer, and that's where all the danger is. So it's interesting to take a peek because I'm apparently a horror book protagonist sometimes.
You're rambling.
Yeah, then I saw the skeletons, and they were in the cage, and some had killed themselves, and then I went upstairs and I found these, and then I went into the roof, and there was a worm.
Tor's eyes light up.
Like a real one?
It was asleep, and it was in something that was probably magic, I think. And
What is paprika, and why do I need to garnish my prisoners with it?
Asleep? You mean alive?
apparently, it was alive. It wasn't breathing, but it was decidedly alive by the looks of it.
Excellent. You must take me there. I must get a sample.
Oh, okay. Let's think this over first.
What
I
part
would-
of the worm do you need a sample of, anyway?
Blood. I need a blood sample. Large enough blood sample
Let's
that,
all-
that I can devote to my studies. As I said before, my theory is that the marsh sickness is related to the ancient worms.
Hey, speaking of, is Devereaux going to mention anything about that? He
About what?
Devereaux basically found a story that does indeed suggest. Remember, you found a story that suggests that the plague is in fact related to specifically the big black worm.
Yeah, no, he'll comment further on that. Yeah.
Then it's absolutely imperative that you take me there. I need a blood sample.
How are you going to carry it?
Carry the blood samples?
Yeah,
She opens up her bag.
to look in.
She's got a lot of stuff.
I assume she has various vials.
Yeah, no, it's easy to hold a blood sample if you have the equipment, and I assume, considering this was her job from the beginning, that she has the proper
if this is-
equipment.
Oh, this will be much easier than a bull.
If all goes well, and diagrams and studies and historical documents are as accurate as I would like to hope, it will only be a matter of prying off one of the scales and taking a blood sample.
Let's hope it's that easy. If we're going to do this, I think we should take a look at the situation first. There's something magical up there, I think.
Very well.
Let's, if we're going to do this, let's do this then. Walks, leads the way very slowly.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's wait for Mana to get back to see if Ari is down for this. Zaki, are you going along too?
Zaki has 2 pointed questions that I was trying to ask while muted. Is prying a scale off a worm going to wake it up?
Probably.
Right.
Depends on the size. Depends on the size of the worm. Depends on the size of the scales.
Okay. All right. Will stabbing the worm once we get a scale off of it wake it up?
Depends on the size of the worm. Do you notice when a spider
mean-
bites you in your sleep?
Fair point. Okay. I actually have a third question. Do we have a plan if it wakes up and tries to eat us?
Yes, we slay it.
And he looks at you as like, duh, that was obvious.
Zaki
Well, you
turns
got
to
me.
Devereaux.
You got me the bodkin tipped arrows for this.
Right. What would you say our chances are, Devereaux?
Not good.
Right. What
Okay,
are the
so when
chances that the worm understands Von Tai?
Seen as it has likely been
No.
asleep for at least 150 years, slim, I would imagine.
Right.
Though they are
They're
magical
not-
creatures, yes, perhaps they may well have some means of communication that bypasses that.
A worm who hasn't been fed tribute and's been trapped in a circle, it probably won't be talking to lesser beings like us. It'll just eat us.
Right. But
It will try to eat us.
Right.
An,
It
im-
will try to eat us.
an important distinction.
So Zacky's gonna like take Devereaux aside real quick, and
Mhm.
just be like, "Okay, so Devereaux, you know that thing I do, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. So for me to do that thing, the thing on the other end has to be able to understand me, right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
You're asking me if it'll understand you?
I'm asking if that language, the Covenant language you speak, do you know how to say "Don't eat me"?
You'll tell him it.
Good. All right.
It's a very guttural language.
Zacky practices his pronunciation with Devereaux a couple times.
No, don't say it that way. Do eat me is not right.
Okay.
I think the better question is, do you think you can beat its courage or its spirit plus courage roll?
No, but if I have only one chance and it's gonna kill me either way, it's worth a
I mean,
shot.
It could crit fail.
You have been rolling a lot of ones.
You convinced the entire rest of the party that they should not eat you, which is strange because you were reasonably certain they weren't going to do that anyway. But
I
better
mean,
safe than sorry.
I was kind of thinking it, but
We still have
Look.
plenty of rations.
Look, Seki has. It's seeing very little he can do other than boosting up the others. So he wants one last like do or die.
Your
moment.
Hail Mary.
Yeah. If all else fails, he is going to try and tell it not to eat him.
Tor, do you know if there's any of these plants or anything nearby that will put someone to sleep?
I didn't know. I did spot various herbs and some notable flowers that could have that could be been the alchemical mixture of some kind on the way here.
Do we think the magic will stay while we're trying to do this, or should we try and get a lot of them and then coat someone in it and then have them try and get the blood?
You do realize that would involve that person getting eaten, if I am reading you correctly.
It is it is an entirely viable strategy. Should I go
No.
apply the necessary materials? Very well.
That is not a viable strategy.
It says right here in this pamphlet that when he gets really angry, that you should get these ingredients and coat a prisoner.
I do not believe that.
Also make sure that the prisoners are overfed, specifically an inordinate amount of citrus. He has a sweet tooth.
I do not think we will be doing that to anybody.
Okay.
Unless they volunteer. I am not volunteering, to be clear.
The Mars citrus is not
Well,
going to carry
that closes
someone
that.
1, 2, 3, north goes.
Okay, let's
Also,
get this
if I-
blood.
Also, if I'm devoured by this particular worm, I will be unable to pay you the rest of the rest of this job.
I would suggest that if it wakes up, you beat a hasty retreat while we fight it.
Already intended on it.
you suppose there's a fighting it, though. We don't even know what this thing is capable of.
And while I do not wish,
It can spit acid, and it's deadly because it can cause diseases.
Neat.
Dr. Lafon,
Yes.
while I do not wish to admit this possibility, seeing what you work towards, I feel compelled to ask, should something happen to you, is there someone somewhere or someone we should deliver your research and any samples we acquire to?
She thinks about it. No, I have burned almost every medical bridge that I have that I once built.
If I may throw out a hypothetical, if she needs to survive to get this out to the world, maybe have another medical professional be the one to do the extraction.
That seems reasonable.
No, you're supposed to say no and not make me sacrifice myself. Damn it!
Oh,
Are
so
we
you
saying-
do want to get glazed?
I'm joking.
All right.
I do not. I would volunteer myself to extract it, but I am uncertain I possess the necessary medical knowledge to acquire an adequate sample.
How hard is this? He'll grab his knife and start walking
Now,
up the stairwell.
Devereaux, it's a lot more complicated. I've got this.
It's like a fish, right?
No, it's not like a
Life goes
fish.
in, blood comes out.
I was
Yeah,
under
but
the I thought you said that they were more like giant lizards.
Mm,
Or are they
Deborah,
more
you
like
have to remember-
fish?
Devereaux, you have to remember, we're trying to do this without waking up. We have to be delicate.
wait, you mean lizards and fish aren't the same? They both have scales.
Lizards and fish are not the same.
Yeah, you can drown a lizard.
I like how that right there is how
Is the
exactly
logic.
distinguishes. Like that's how he separates them.
We're all gonna die.
Luke reaches into his coat, pulls out his flask. Screw, 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 screw.
Are you sure you want
Throws
to be
it
doing
back.
that right now? I do not normally question your methods, but this seems like a time that will call for particularly delicate behavior.
Well, first of all, I think liquid courage is a bit more important right now, though I have faith in my own abilities. Second of all, I operated on her while completely drunk off my rocker, and she's fine.
Turns to Airy.
Shrug.
I admit I do not know much about medicine, but that does still seem rather unorthodox to me.
Oh, it is. And then he starts walking up himself.
Are we sure Tor didn't want to see it? She came so far for it.
I mean, she can see it, but then I'll have her walk back down for safety.
She should at least perhaps examine it from a distance so she can better direct you
I absolutely
what you need to do.
do so.
Yes, that would probably be the good idea. So,
One by one, you guys reach the top of the keep. One by one, everyone but Luke DeTroy can roll courage.
Oh no!
Are you sure Emmy isn't too stupid to be immune to this?
Are
He's
we
been
sure
listening
that-
the entire time? What,
Hmm?
we can just kill the dragon.
I feel like we're all too stupid, but we're rolling it anyway.
I feel like since he's already seen like the murals of it eating people.
see, it's
It's
like
not
when you're at a
terrifying.
theme park and you see the big roller coaster and you're like, I can go on that. And then you're at the top of the hill and you're like, oh, I'm going to die, even though roller coasters are statistically safe.
Is it intellect, courage?
No, it's spirit plus courage.
Got it. That's the same thing for me anyway.
That's okay. Emmy got a 15. She maxed out her spirit.
I got a 7. Do I go crazy again?
You take 3.
Yup, I go crazy again. Do I get another madness?
Roll. Did you exceed your fortune? Well, not your fortune, your fatigue.
Yes.
Roll fortune.
Did we do that all over the course of? Did we get here over the course of a single day?
He's a bumbling mess.
Yes.
Oh, okay then.
To be fair, he maxed out earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He hasn't slept. We made him navigate through the fucking swamp, and now he's meeting his god.
Pretty much.
This makes sense.
If Devereaux freaks out again, Emmy is going to suggest that they rest in the ruins of the city. Find a dry place in the ruins of the city to rest, because they should probably be at full strength to do this.
He might just start wailing and like prostrate himself.
Yeah. What'd you get for fortune?
I got a 2 out of my 1d8
All right. How much did you exceed your
by 1.
by 1?
hmm
Okay. You don't take a madness.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
do,
you-
I think, pass out though, or something
You
equivalent.
you are useless during the scene. Either you pass out, or catatonic, or however you can spend being useless during the scene.
hmm
Helping the dragon counts as useless, right? No. Please don't.
Yeah, no, he'll just prostrate himself to the lizard.
Okay.
His tribal training is kicking in, and he's kind of like the whole deference to worms. So he's not thinking rationally.
Okay. You worship Alesh the Greater. Zaki and Ariadne take
Mhm.
4 fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
We're standing before a big fucking dragon.
And Emmy's just like, "Yep."
And Emmy's just like, I can take it.
Hmm.
How much fatigue do I need to take before I start taking penalties?
What's your spirit?
2.
2? You shouldn't be taking any penalties.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen something so massive.
You know, if I wasn't in complete and utter terror, I would probably make a "that's what she said" joke to both of these.
Going to punch him in the shoulder.
Okay.
Takes it and laughs.
Everyone, but everyone except for Luke, who's already made this roll, and Devereaux, who is busy worshiping Alesh the Greater, can roll Superna Awareness.
All right. I have that.
I don't. So it would just be a solid perception check.
Solid, solid perception or intellect.
I'm damn good at perception, so
All right.
I got a 5.
I got it too. Never mind.
Okay. And 5 from Zaki as well. You guys are able to determine as much that there's something about the circle that is surrounding the worm.
Is it like a cat?
Something supernatural.
Sense something coming from this circle. At least I assume it is a circle, she says, not being able to, I assume, see the far side of it because the worm is quite large.
Yes.
Mm.
You know, when you draw a circle on the ground, cats are magically compelled to go to them. Maybe it works that way for dragons too.
I believe that this is more than just a created circle, though. There is something abnormal about it.
It is very large.
We are only a day's travel from the nearest city, one that seemed quite busy up until it was afflicted with the plague. Do you suppose it has been asleep for quite some time then? I would assume that there would have been some kind of something would have been heard about it if it had been awake in any time recently.
Yo, Doc, you got anything on this? Points to circle and points to dragon. Motions.
I'm not an expert on the magical arts, unfortunately. There isn't much I can provide as far as information as far as that goes. It is worth noting that, yes, the dragon is immobile.
But what we need to know is, will it remain immobile if this circle is broken or if someone reaches in to grab its blood?
She shrugs.
Do you know anything about it, Devereaux? Devereaux, what are you doing?
He appears to be lost in prayer.
Devereaux, everything we have found suggests that this creature ate people. I do not believe praying to it is appropriate.
Let's let him have this.
I start digging through Tor's bag to find the proper equipment.
Yeah, she provides it to you. If you're gonna be the one that does it.
Hey, just a thought. Devereaux said that this thing is like the source of all the disease and stuff, right?
He did say he saw some depictions that suggested it.
Right. So, what if, like, waking this thing up makes all of the disease stuff worse? Or spread farther? Or, on the off chance it eats most of us and maims Emmy in a way where she can't get to it before it gets away, creates an even worse plague because we messed with this circle thing.
If it's the source of this plague, then it's also how we can probably get a cure.
I'm just saying that, the plague's bad, but, like, what if the plague is, like, the least bad thing that this thing can give off, and if we break the circle, it'll just make something way worse happen.
Well, you saw those people back there in that village, and don't you think it's worth it to try?
I'm just saying, like, maybe instead of jumping into this right now, we drag Devereaux away from his prayers and see if maybe we can find out more about this circle before we go around letting loose a catastrophe that infects, say, the whole planet or the whole country is with whatever this plague is.
Well, I do believe that we have no reason to believe that will be the case. I do believe that yes, it may be a good idea to see what more we can find out by exploring the city. seeing as it does not look like it is going to wake up on its own.
I think we've all given a good look around and shared our information, though. The only thing I haven't talked about was leans over the edge and points to the industrial area over there. It's like,
I'm just saying, like, we don't know who put this circle here in the first place.
No, you're right. As much as I hate to admit it.
we're not saying that you're wrong. We're just debating on if we shouldn't go. You're definitely right. It's just I don't know if we'll get anything out of doing that beyond
We should
wasting
at
more
least-
time and getting sicker.
If
Devereaux
nothing
Devereaux
else-
has still been somewhat tired. We should perhaps at least let him rest up.
Agreed. He's the only one next to the doctor that knows more about this than we do. If
And
he's
this-
useless to us, then we're useless in general.
And the city does offer dry ground for us to camp on.
Of all of the homes I searched through and I was searching in the town, many of them are still within livable conditions. Dusty, but when people left, they left with their valuables and not much more.
If we must wait, then we must wait.
If nothing else, I'd like to maybe get Devereaux up off his knees and into a viable position for him to start make use of that bow.
Takes the knockout medicine and just injects it into Devereaux as he's praying.
Put him right to sleep.
Yeah,
Did you do that?
Yeah, do
I mean,
you do that?
I mean, to be fair, it'll be very obvious that he's doing it. He's not just going to do it. He's going to be like, he's going to be very open about doing it this time, especially considering Devereaux's too busy distracted to talk.
Probably for the best. It looks like Devereaux's getting himself ready for something.
Probably. And just takes it and just
Something you probably should not ever do.
Yeah. Self-flagellation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulls out the syringe, just flick, 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 squirt. It's okay. Anybody-
Inject Devereaux with something to help him sleep.
I will inject if nobody objects.
I mean,
Amy doesn't look happy, but she doesn't object.
yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay. You inject him with
What?
that.
Why?
And Devereaux, it isn't
I
long
thought
before you feel.
Wanted the worm's blood, not mine.
No tears, only dreams.
You inject him with something that will help him sleep rather quickly. I'm going to call for everyone to make a perception plus awareness as Devereaux is dragged off.
Sure. I'm adequate at that.
7.
9.
6.
6. This roller is garbage for me, or I am just a garbage person.
Everyone,
I've been really terrible on it, like this entire session. It's
everyone notices that Devereaux, probably because he was preparing himself for something, removed some of his clothes, or like probably his shirt or something along those lines. And his shirt had in fact crossed over the circle and within the circle. So yes, it is. His shirt overlaps the circle carved into the stone.
Did the dragon wake up?
Yeah, Emmy will.
Still remains totally immobile.
Someone want to reach for that?
Emmy will very carefully.
Wait, do we have a 10-foot pole?
I
We
mean,
have
you
a 6-foot man.
you can tug at it from like outside of the circle. You don't have to reach into the circle to grab his shirt. It overlaps it.
Yeah, that's basically what Emmy was going to do.
Okay. The shirt tears perfectly. It rips perfectly. Where it overlapped the circle. Whatever was within the circle remains there.
Oh,
I see this. I pick up a rock and I go to just chuck it over the dragon.
You throw a rock into the within the circle.
Mm-hmm.
You can also just throw it at an angle so that it.
It's
That works too, depending on how big. Depending on the.
We're not going to see what happens to it if it lands on the other side of the dragon.
it stops midair as it passes the circle.
oh,
Well, aren't we all glad that nobody put their hands in there?
It would seem that waiting for Devereaux's expertise would be prudent indeed.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And as you guys retreat to get to dry grounds to rest for the night, I'm going to call it into the session.
ooh,
Mm.
This is gonna be fun, guys.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to fight a dragon. I'm especially ready because it's going to be next session. You know why?
Why is that?
Why?
As long as we get one experience, I'll have enough to bump my vitality up to 3.
Well, everyone does get an experience point unless you can pitch, any flaws that were definitely played up. The session is called The Sleeping Lands Part 1. What did you guys think?
it's very interesting.
I'm excited to see where this goes.
I'm excited. This has felt like this is really starting to feel like now we're in finding ruins and stuff. It tickles my old D&D adventure and bone.
Yeah,
I'm-
once we got into the ruins, it was like kind of awesome.
Mhm.
The only part that kind of dragged a little were those rolls.
Yeah.
For getting closer. Like,
I noticed that about halfway in. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna retool that part.
yeah. So that's my only helpful. That's my only helpful criticism there.
No, that's
But other than that,
the point of playtesting is it sounded like a cool thing on paper, but then I was just like, no, in practice this really isn't working. So, I'll adjust that. But yeah, did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Mhm.
yes.
Sweet. All right.
I love how I love how all the social scenes are just like
I made that.
paranoid clusterfucks.
I just made that entire mess. This entire session. I'm
No
sorry
one
about
on
that.
this team trusts each other. We need a trust fall. We need to go to a camp.
Emmy trusts
Harry probably needs it the most.
Emmy trusts everyone, which is why she finds it annoying that it seems like that it seems like every single person in the group is hiding things from her.
I need to make a trust chart because here's the thing: Luke trusts Emmy. Luke relatively trusts Zaggy. Luke doesn't have a problem with Devereaux, even though Devereaux has a problem with him. And now that Luke knows Aries' secret and she hasn't killed him, and they kind of have a bit of a repartee going on.
That's just sexy.
God. I'm just happy that I'm not the only one that ships Luke Aries. Because is strangely hilarious and adorable at times.
I'll say that Zaki actually trusts Emmy just because he knows that her code of honor makes her really predictable.
Yes, it does make her. It can make her very stubborn, but it makes her predictable.
That is a fair assessment, and definitely in line with definitely an assessment in line with how you described Zaki.
Yeah,
Like a failed Emperor Palpatine.
yeah. Well, and that's why Zaki's been working on Devro this whole time, because he wants to make Devro more consistent, or at least get a better idea of what he's going to do in a given situation.
Guys, Ed didn't help this session.
I'm sorry.
I'm really surprised.
Wait a
I mean-
minute.
Oh, you mean help us in do something terrible?
I'm really surprised that
He did
Really?
triple his character right before we needed him most.
that
I mean,
there's that.
he made decisions that were not hurting us, but he made decisions that directly made Devro a not helpful character.
Yes, it's true.
Well, like even though he did help us survive the swamps and is the reason for that, but
he didn't. He didn't.
He didn't sabotage us beyond our ability to unsabotage us.
yeah,
That's
To be
very
fair,
true.
To be fair, he got paranoid because he saw something and then was told he didn't see something. And then the rest of that was just him suffering from that because he was not going to go to sleep in a town
Yeah,
that
but he
thought-
somehow became convinced it was like some kind of death spirit instead of like I don't know what else he.
Yeah, no, he's
And then
very
he didn't sleep.
simple-minded.
I mean, to be fair, I do look a lot like that dragon.
Yeah,
Which is badass.
Perfect. No, what I was just like as we were getting into this particular leg of the campaign, I'm just like, oh man, what if Devereaux is just like, oh, it's one of my gods. Hold on, let me wake him up.
I was gonna do.
Hang on, guys. Hang on.
I might have been thinking about doing that, but then I just kind of botched it.
hold up
So I'm
here.
like, I'm
Over
like,
here.
well, I'm just gonna pray. That'll be the thing I do.
It is. I have a religious obligation to wake this guy up.
Maybe wake him up when I'm very far away. He'll descend on that plagued town and sate himself, and then go
And
look for
everything
his
will be
rituals.
fine.
Exactly. All right. So one experience, everybody. You can
I
pitch
feel I should get another experience because of my strangeness of being a outside outlander.
Oh, absolutely. Your covenant related things came up a lot here.
That and I had to deal with you guys not going with my idea of slathering sleeping like chemicals on someone and feeding them citrus.
Why do you think he's asleep right now?
Because somebody did that. And then they made this rune around him to put him in stasis. I'm like, what's the best way for us to do this? That I would say, I know.
This is also a This is one of the this particular area has one of the unique things that can happen if the mage had been here.
Mm.
Right, he would know. He would, I assume,
He would
know-
immediately recognize the spell circle and be able to roll his spellcraft to reproduce it if need be.
Oh,
Very nice.
So you mean when we mess up and wake the dragon, he would be able to?
He'd be able
Freeze
to
it again.
potentially freeze it again instead of having to kill it.
Well, I'm glad you guys found out that it's stasis chamber like literally will trap things in it like amber
Mhm.
and insects. Before I tried shooting it with my bodkin arrows attached to twine so we could pull them out.
Well, you would have just had like part of the arrow would have just hovered in the air,
Mm-hmm.
just stuck in time.
And he would have lost a perfectly good arrow.
That's true. You would have. Anyone else have any flaws that they believe they played up?
For once, I think that I don't think Proud came into play in a way that was significantly detrimental to herself or the party. So,
If you had been like, oh man, I really want to fucking fight this dragon and wake his ass up, then I would have said, Proud comes up.
right.
I mean, I feel like Emmy's
I'll fight a
complete inability to perceive the dragon as something that could kill her might be a little bit of pride.
Oh no, she understands that it could kill her. That just doesn't frighten her.
Or Devereaux just doesn't think that you can kill a worm.
This is the person who decided to duel a swordmaster that was well out of her league to beat in the first fight of this whole scenario.
She's got the scar to prove it.
Yeah, she does.
Little thing I'll explain here. So a thing that would have happened if you had contracted the marsh sickness. On the way to the city, you would have once again met the horror of plague.
Oh,
And anyone he would only appear to you if you had the marsh sickness, and he would offer to cure you.
what about Emmy? Would he offer to cure Emmy?
I don't think he wouldn't be able to because she's right now she is under the domain of a different aspect, I assume.
That is true. Yep.
I don't know if that means he wouldn't appear to her or he'd appear to her only to like.
I mean, he would appear to the group, and he would
Or-
specifically address anyone who has the marsh sickness. But for him
but
to
would he just,
actually,
like,
for him to actually appear,
someone
like,
has to
physically
have it.
show up and actually come to beat you guys, someone has to have contracted marsh sickness. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if since he can't cure Emmy, if he would have shown up just like insult her or something for not for having
Probably, yeah.
for being under a temptations domain instead.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Get out of here. What do you do? Ugh.
But yes, if someone had contracted the marsh sickness, he would have. You would have like basically as you were traversing the marsh, you would have found him just kind of sitting across an elevated tree root, and he would have begin to address you, to address you guys, and confirm that one of you or one or more of you are dying.
Okay, he
Okay.
basically would be how we find out we have the marsh sickness, since
Yeah,
otherwise we wouldn't know at that point. You have it.
Yeah, he would confirm that one or more of you
Congratulations.
are dying, and he would offer to cure you.
Now, what does he want for a cure?
He gets your soul.
He will give you his mark.
That you carry around, possibly using to infect other people without you knowing it.
It would be unclear if it would be if you'd be giving your soul to him, or if you would be choosing to be a carrier for the marsh sickness but be immune to it.
He just
Right,
wants to
like
go
the
to civilian.
stones were doing.
Yep. As that traditionally is the gift that he provides, is he makes you immune to whatever ails you,
but you still
But
carry
you
it.
still carry it and spread it.
Mhm.
I just imagine all these like aspects want to get to Savalia really bad.
You're on to something. You're on to something. I'll say right now, the with some of the supernatural things going on with this, there's a lot of inspiration drawn from the Odyssey and the Iliad.
Oh, okay.
I love those.
Standoutish
So-
didn't come up either because everybody's too busy dying of plague to care that she's foreign. Super foreign.
Me being illiterate never came up because everybody but Devereaux in this situation is illiterate.
Definitely people were more concerned with the fact that they were dying. They were all dying of the marsh sickness to worry about your Sisaki heritage.
Does Ari have a standoutish flaw though? Because she did get
No,
caught. In that
No, I don't. Because
Umbra don't gain experience for that because it would be broken as shit.
experience left and right.
Okay.
I hide
ba-
myself.
It's basically the equivalent of it is inherent to being a non-human race, basically. Emiya's standoutish because she is a Sazakian sword master and is
And I'm standoutish because I'm a famous doctor.
are.
And good looking.
Emiya is not personally famous, but legends of sword masters have spread enough that most people will immediately recognize her as one with the way she carries her swords. So
Yep.
I mean, I do have outstandingly beautiful and celebrity 3.
yeah, you're
Just saying.
you stand out for a very different reason.
Yeah.
I'm actually famous, and I'm also extremely good looking.
Excuse me. You know who
Are
I
you saying
am.
you can't read old Evonian?
Oh, Nate,
I
Yeah.
can
Can I
only
suggest-
imagine his.
can I
That
suggest an
utopia.
idea for you to write in if for the scenario for something for Luke?
Sure.
If Luke is present and the party enters the town, because he is a famous doctor, people should be begging him to cure them.
That is actually part of the Duke of Bourdain scenario, but I wasn't going into the Duke of Bourdain scenario.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
makes
me,
sense.
sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
Just for Tyler's sake, there is an entire adventure in Bourdain, but this particular leg of this campaign has gone on with quite a few delays. So I'm skipping the Bourdain adventure, and I'm going to run that as a solo thing to playtest it at some point. So I'll do like a one-off playtest of the Duke of Bourdain is what the adventure is called.
What I may suggest is, Nate, is probably when you finalize things, I would say either. I guess my suggestion would be to cut out either the Duke of Bourdain or the Murder on the Wandering Crow from it to keep its length comparable with what I imagine the other legs are.
Yeah.
Because then I may suggest, because I know you said you believed one of the legs was particularly short.
Mhm.
I may suggest in the future, if you want to shore up that, maybe move Murder on the Wandering Crow to that
That'll work.
adventure.
Alternately, hypothetically, have Murder on the Wandering Crow just be a floating scenario, because it's on the boat.
Yeah.
So,
Is this
Just
a
be like-
pun? Are you making a pun?
I swear it was unintentional. For once in my life, the pun was unintentional.
Yeah, I can do that. I'm considering having all of the oceanic adventures be like that, like interchangeable or skippable, depending on the GM's preference. Because there's 3 of them. There's 3 oceanic adventures, and I'm probably going to make them all interchangeable.
Excuse me.
So,
Hey,
yeah.
oh, I was just wondering, are Umbra actually immune to the March sickness?
No.
No.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they are not immune to the marsh sickness.
I'm just kind of happy the marsh sickness isn't like something that lures these poor hapless people to a dragon to eat. If it's a dragon disease.
The marsh sickness is related to the dragon.
But it's not something I created.
Well, what you found suggested that the dragon inflicted it upon the world as punishment for its basically not for people no longer sacrificing to it.
That is fair.
Mhm.
Like Devereaux as a character believes that, but me as a player is like, well, maybe it just had some disease, and the superstitious villagers all drugged it and put it in stasis and ran away.
One of the things that I wanted to do with the ruins, and one that I try to do with scenarios and sort of dystopia that involve going to ancient ruins, is to have environmental storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing that really spells out exactly what's happening, but gives you some various hints or clues. But that's
why as a player I'm like, there could be more to this than what he sees in these murals. Like maybe the worm got sick and people started dying because of some disease it had gotten,
right.
And so they drugged it, put it in stasis, and then all left.
Yeah, which is a distinctly possible interpretation of it. So yeah, that's what I do with the ruins, is I throw those in there so that you can take it and run with it, or get the story however you will.
The GM can have multiple choices of why they left.
Yeah. So any other questions, comments before I end the recording?
Nope.
All right.
Thank you for the game.
I'm glad you guys had fun.
Good night.